Oh, hello there. Fancy seeing you guys here. The correct response, though, is General Kenobi. And if you don't get that reference, you need to immediately leave the channel. Okay, welcome back to another video. Today, we're going to be going through my peak week. So everything that I'm doing to look as good as physically possible for my show day, from the depletion days beforehand and how low calories are getting, all the way through to the carb up, which is today, and then we'll take you on to a show day vlog. And for some reason, people want to watch that and see me half naked. Bit sus, but you know, it is what it is. So I'm gonna have some more water. I like to have half a litre before I go out for a walk, just to get everything moving. I'm gonna send check-in shots over to my coach. I'm doing daily check-ins this week, and then I will get the plan of action back from him ASAP, which I will share with you all momentarily. Wow, I actually managed to click. I've never been able to do that before. Well, like twice, random, sporadically, but like not. Yeah, see, there you go. I could do one good one, one shit one. In a bit. Whilst I am supposed to be spending as much time as possible off my feet, relaxing, I do really like a morning walk. It's a nice start to my day, so I'll continue to do that, just bring down the total time of it, because this week we dropped steps from 12.5k down to 10 until tomorrow, which is the second day of the carb up, where it's going to drop to 6. So that'll be much lower, and I'll actually have to actively try and keep it low because my habits of just building it up and up and up are so much higher. Also dropped off cardio, which has improved the physique very nicely. Legs have come to life, got a hell of a lot more pop for them. And all of those days of higher cardio, once the inflammation dropped off, led to a nice new low, literally completely skipped the 138s, just went straight down to 189.3 to 189, 139, I should say, down to 137. 189 would be a very, very fat mess. So that would not be what we want, But yeah, as I say, I'm really, really happy with the look and where we got to, considering that we were digging very fucking hard. I was away on holiday like a month ago, which is not going to be 100% adherence, but I think was pretty good considering the circumstances. So plan of action for this show is to, beat my best look, which we did fucking 6 weeks ago, because I was small and not as lean as I am right now when I did my first show. So we've already achieved that goal, which means that this one is just a case of show up as best as I can, and then we'll dig a bit more till the second show, especially considering, everyone wants to win, but being realistic, I'm in novice for BMBF rather than junior, because their cutoff is you have to be under 23 rather than 23 and under, which is all the other juniors. But, it is what it is. So I'm going to be against legitimate blokes, and I'm obviously not going to beat someone that's got 8 more years of training experience than me. Like, it's just not going to happen, especially when I'm not on my absolute best. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling about things. But generally, quite like how I look. Looking forward to some more food today, because hunger has been absolutely fucking crazy. My cravings for fats have been wild. I've been looking at a jar of almond butter and I'm like, I could demolish this whole thing or just nibble the dark chocolate to fucking pieces. But we got to stay dedicated, So meal one going in, very first Ninja Creamy. It arrived yesterday and I had to give it a go. We've gone for something nice and simple here. Double chocolate whey, 200 milliliters of almond milk, and then let's get a good amount on the spoon there. There you go, look at that shit. And a little bit of orange extract with some raspberries in. So this is like chocolate orange kind of thing. And I'm very impressed with the consistency. Like, I physically don't understand how the fuck this technology works, but I am here for it. Oh, wow. Yeah, that is really nice. Well, I'm going to be abusing this. So very excited about this meal here with the Ninja Creamy and the oats and the apple. As you can see, it exploded like fuck, but it's going to taste good, especially with the ice cream. So I'll tuck into this and then talk you through the meal in a sec. Yes,
Peak week plans are in from the boss man. So what is the itinerary for the day? An extra 100 grams of carbs from rice-based salters, hence why I prepped that one there. And damn, I forgot how good rice smells. So we've got an extra 75 grams of rice in the post-workout meal. Extra cream of rice in another meal, and then some rice cakes with my yogurt because I fucking love those. Now, this isn't a crazy, proper, really, really high calorie peak. My calories have gone up from 1,760 to just below 2,300 there. So a decent bump, but not anything crazy. Because to be honest, I'm not lean enough to need a proper peak. It's not going to make a crazy difference. It's probably just going to make me more watery. We just want to continue to pull down that fatigue like we have done by dropping cardio. And it is amazing for my legs to not feel like Stephen Hawking. So I'm going to get into a push pump session. Push pump? No, it's pull pump today. Just because back's bigger stuff and it takes longer to recover. And then extra carbs across the course of today. So normal meal, in terms of breakfast here, which was, well, I say normal. It was a little bit different because I just got the Ninja Creamy and I wanted to try it. So the only addition was actually almond milk. I just made that into the creamy with the whey and then had the oats on the side, literally on the side because they exploded all over the fucking place, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. And then, as I say, extra rice in each of those meals and all of that good stuff. So that should be very, very nice. What I will do from here, because I'm training and then at the gym for 8 hours straight, training clients with a quick break for dinner, and I'm definitely not going to have the time to fucking chat to a camera and shit, is I might get a couple of training clips from Paul. I also might not. So we'll see. So if you see it, enjoy. If you don't, also enjoy, I guess. But I'll flash up on screen, what I've been eating across the course of the day. And then we'll probably continue this for tomorrow with the results of today's carb up and go from there. All right, people? In a bit. And it is looking exciting. Now, you don't need to reinvent the wheel if you already look good on peak week. And to say so myself, I do look pretty damn good. Like, if you're not bored of seeing me in my pants at this point, you're either my coach, a bodybuilder, or just gay. I already look pretty much how we want me to. So we don't need to make any drastic changes to things, okay? We're just tapering down steps, pulled out the yohimbine to remove that inflammation, steps down to 6K to give my legs a nice rest and make sure that they're recovered, alongside an extra 100 grams carbs from yesterday. So we're getting to 420 grams today, which is going to be very, very nice. I'm looking forward to that. The whole point of increasing the carb intake is to just give me a little bit more fullness whilst maintaining the condition that we've already got. It's not going to make me look 200% better. It's going to be 10, 15% difference at very best. But looking 10, 15% better when you already look as sexy as I do is a pretty nice change. So carbohydrates in my oats meal were exactly the same. 40 grams from oats there, 40 grams of oats, that is. 40 grams of carbs from oats would be lovely. Ooh, boy, would I enjoy that. Bit of carrot grated up in there because it goes well with the pumpkin and the cinnamon. And then we got dark chocolate on top, a little bit of apple because I had one pink lady apple to use. If you are not eating pink lady apples, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, they are by far the best. Has to be pink lady. Has to be pink lady, much like it has to be Heinz. And then we had some frozen raspberries, and that was it. I smashed that. I'm gonna go get a nice haircut now, and then I'm gonna prep my creamy for later. Well, I've technically already done that, so I'm actually lying to you. I'm another fitness influencer that lies. Fuck's sake, Luke. And do a bit more work because bro needs to make some cash, get some programs sorted for my clients, and check in and make sure they're all doing all right. Just doing some client program updates, sipping on the best flavor monster there is. This is number one. The White Monster is second. It just gets better as you diet, I've discovered. And then the original flavor blue one is in third. The fucking Lando Norris one is shit, man. It tastes like watermelon 2 days after you've chopped it up and it's developed all that slime over it. I would not recommend. But yeah, just updating a couple of client programs now, because the program that you are doing should be constantly evolving as you evaluate what's working and what's not, right? You don't just keep it the same forever, all of the time. Okay. It needs to change and adjust as you do, as what you do is working or not working. The perfect program is only the perfect program when it is made. And then that continued evolution over time, I'm moving around like fucking Jordan Peterson here, is what makes it continue to work for you. Okay. If your coach is not reviewing that on a regular basis, whether that be through form footage, through asking you how it's going, or anything like that, then all you really have is a very, very, very fucking expensive training program. Okay. You don't have coaching. You just have a really expensive training program. And if that's all they're giving you, then it's probably fucking shit. Woo! 110 grams of rice, boy, that was a fucking glorious. Almost as glorious as my haircut, which I royally fucked up and nearly had scheduled after I would have already put my first coat of tan on, which would have looked absolutely dreadful and not what you want at all. But fortunately, my barber is a legend, been going there 22 years, and he was able to reschedule. So shout out Darren. What a guy. So yeah, 110 grams of rice in that meal, 150 grams of pineapple, everything else the same with the beetroot, the salad, the chicken, salt, sodium sources, etc. And it's gone down a treat. That was lovely. So I have a pull pump session now. And the thing that I found funniest about this meal is, like, you are hungry when you come into the kitchen and rice is cooking. And you're like, ooh, what is this culinary masterpiece going on here? And yeah, demolish that shit in about 10 minutes. So off for pool pump now. I'm gonna have a quick coffee, because I love coffee, and then head off to the gym.
It is the final session before I compete here, and we are just trying to manage fatigue, okay? Nothing exciting. 1 to 2 straight sets per exercise, keeping 3+ reps in the tank, working in that 10 to 15 rep range, because right now is not the time that I'm going to be building muscle, okay? All of that muscle has already been built. It's just a case of maintaining what I've got, okay? Of not getting myself injured, of being sensible, of letting all of that fatigue wash off my muscles so that they look as good as possible. We're just trying to drive some nutrients into those extra carbs that I've been eating that are already seeming to play off, which is pretty damn cool. Fatigue is not something to be scared of, okay? Building 20 pounds of muscle like I have over my last off season is hard work, which means that it's going to beat your body up a little bit. And I don't know why the internet can't find a middle ground between doing one set of a muscle every 2 weeks with 7 reps in reserve and just training hard 24 hours in the gym with back-breaking form. There is a middle ground that will work for most people. But my advice is find that upper limit. Push yourself there. Know when you've fucked yourself up a bit too much, and then you can scale back from that point. But if you've never overdone it, you've never overdone it. And you're going to chronically be leaving gains on the table, okay? If you want to build as much muscle as possible, you need to push yourself. Whilst it's a little bit of a straw man argument saying it's all small scientists with no muscle tissue whatsoever managing fatigue, and the bodybuilding bros just want you to train hard, it's true. You do need to push yourself in order to get the growth that you're after. But as I say, right now, being 2 days out is not the time for me to do that, which is why I'm keeping reps in the tank, which is why I'm only doing 1 or 2 sets on this exercise, focusing on getting a good pump of, feeling it in the target tissue. This isn't a bicep exercise. I don't really want to do it. But let's do a set. Please, nobody make jokes about my feet not touching on this. I know it's depressing. Okay. Oh, they just about touch, actually. Okay, we'll take it. if you follow me for any period of time, you'll know that my split normally runs push, pull, legs. However, over the last week, it's been a little bit different. My final session is push because we want to train stuff in order of its size and how long it takes to recover. Legs probably being the longest. So my last lower body session was on Saturday last week. So by the time it gets around to show day, 8 days before, to 2 reps in reserve, giving them plenty of time to recover because they've taken a battering between that and all of the sessions on the Stairmaster. So they need plenty of time. I then did a push pump on Monday. Pull pump on Monday, push pump on Tuesday, and then push pump, pull pump yesterday. Wow, fret brain is hitting me hard there. Extra carbs are not saving me apparently. And that's given my back a little bit more time to recover because they're bigger, stronger muscle groups. And then, not that it's going to be really fucked up from this session, but just being assertive, right? Which is exactly why I'm keeping the exercises the same. So there's no novelty, which would lead to more soreness and hamper my ability to pose on stage. So I'm going to do the last set here and then head over and do some triceps.
Oh, that's going well, isn't it? Mate, that third meal did not even touch the sides. Post-workout has just gone in, which is the beef salad with 150 grams potato, and then 90 grams creamy rice, 100 grams of cherries, 100 grams of strawberries there. And the strawberries just went in as like a big lump and submerged because I chopped them up beforehand, only to forget that they would freeze like fuck and be in big lumps, and breaking those up is a massive fucking pain in the ass. But man was so hungry, he was literally licking the plate to get those last bits of beef sauce off. I don't know if it's just me, but like cold beef mince tastes fucking so good right now. It's definitely just me. It's definitely just the hunger. But food is going down really, really nicely. Normal water intake, normal salt intake with all of those. So 4 grams of salt on each meal. I'm sitting at about 7 litres, which is where I like to sit if I haven't done cardio that day. I've just realised that the carb total for the day is 420, so I need to sort myself a little spliff to chill out and relax. No, that would not be good. Man would end up eating absolutely everything. That is not something that we need. But look is coming along nicely, looking much bigger, much fuller, which is perfect. Like, it's exactly what we want there. Staying tight, not spilling over, even with 100 grams extra carbs compared to yesterday. So that is very, very good. And appetite is still sky high, as I say, no digestive problems whatsoever. I've got creamy and cream of rice in 2 hours as well. So obviously show you guys that. But yeah, really, really happy with the look and how it's coming along. And that's good. Yeah. I've shaved, so I'm ready to go. Sorry, Mumsy, for what you saw there. And first coat of tan will be going on tomorrow. Now it is time to get started with some work. I've got some education to do this evening on the 3DMJ portal. Great stuff on there, especially if you're a silly little natty like myself. And then looking at a couple of client transformations, putting those together as well. And boy, do they all look sick. We have got the Ninja Creamy ready to go here. This bad boy has been in the freezer all day. It's gotten some sort of bulgy thing going on. And I'm about to bang it in there. You can't really see the lump. That sounds a bit dodgy. Maybe don't bang it in there. That would not be ideal, guys. You might get some sort of sexual harassment lawsuit if you do that. But it goes in this little container here. It's already plugged in. We make sure it's all ready to go with the incredibly sharp blade. It's gonna shave this fucker and turn it into something which resembles ice cream whilst I make my cream of rice. So that's gonna be pretty damn good. We turn it on and get absolutely deafened. Honestly, man, this creamy is a fucking game changer. Like, this is literally 30 grams of whey, 150 grams of yogurt, some hazelnut syrup, and strawberries. It's 20% of the calories of ice cream and tastes 80% as good. That is a good fucking deal. I'm going to be using this every day. I'm going to be getting my money's worth because this shit was £160. Meal 4 is done and dusted. Barley and I are just chilling on the sofa. Barley. No, she fucking hates me. Oh, that got a response. Let's go. Come on then, G. So, what I was going to say is you do not need to load water for days at a time, and cutting your salt is dumb as fuck before trying to do a performance event like powerlifting or a bodybuilding show, okay? The systems within your body which regulate your water retention are incredibly responsive. They can change at the drop of a hat. So all that we are doing is I'm having 1.5 times my normal water tomorrow, so that's going to be about 10 liters. But I want to finish that earlier in the day by about 6 p.m. We'll then put Peak Max in there to encourage a little bit of diuresis alongside caffeine. But it's not going to be anything crazy. People think peaking is this big revolutionary approach. And more often than not, that means they just look a bit shit and are hoping for something to save it, which is not going to be the case. Which is why we are keeping everything exactly the same, aren't we, Barley? That's what we're doing, G. We're keeping the chill routine the same. We're keeping the food the same. I'm having cream of rice like I normally would do, granted not with this meal, which was really nice. Good contrast of hot and cold between the creamy and the cream of rice. I do like oats as well. There's nothing wrong with oats. In fact, I probably prefer oats, but just all of that fiber would really slow digestion down when we go from having 40 grams a day to like 160 or something like that. That would be a lot of extra oats. And making that with water, obviously not milk. I don't know anyone that makes cream of rice with milk. That'd be fucking weird, man. But yeah, salt, fluid, sodium, all the same. Chill routine is all the same, as I say. Still watching Andor, and I'm genuinely impressed that Disney have actually managed to like make a good show. It's wild. Had my evening sups as well. Sorry, I mean steroids. And I'm so funny. That's pretty much the end of the video. I think that's everything to say for the carb up. So yeah, I'm gonna finish watching Andor, chill the fuck out, go to bed. Because one of the best things you can do to stop yourself eating everything in the kitchen is to not be in the kitchen and go to fucking bed. So yeah, good night, people. I hope you've enjoyed this one. Sorry it's been a long one. And yeah, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. Ta-da. Yes, people, how are we doing? I know what you're thinking. Luke, this blackface shit is going to get you cancelled, mate. But I just thought I would give you guys a little bit of an update on what we're doing the final day before the show. I know I already have done an outro, but you're just going to have to like the video again once this ends. So for anyone that cares, one final day of higher carbs here, another 420 grams, another spliff going in. Just joking, I am not a dirty little druggo. And having something that makes you really hungry when you're really trying to control your caloric intake is not a very good idea. So we're doing that. We are loading water today. I've obviously got the tan as well. Sorry, Mum. Like, fucking hell. You've seen some shit now. That is well and truly in the trenches. I also discovered that you should get a plastic knit so it does not leak through. So I've literally shaved my fingernails so that they're not really dark. You can see these ones here I managed much, much better. But this is the hand that the tab was on. And then my mum helped with my back and all of that stuff. So yeah, we're loading water today. 9 litres going in before 6 p.m. compared to the usual 6.5, 7 litres before, well, across the whole course of the day. Once that's finished with meal 3, which is all the same as yesterday, so nothing exciting for you guys. Peak Max will go in every 2 hours. There, just to help encourage some fluid to come off before show day. But I'm really, really happy with the look from yesterday and the fullness. I open those and goes, fuck me, like quads more separated than my parents, and they are full fucking blown. So the show day bag is all packed, all ready to go, and I will obviously talk you guys through all of that blog in the next video there. So I'm going to get cracking with editing some reels this video and trying to chill out a little bit. But I do actually quite like just working and sort of cracking on. I find that way easier to stay focused on stuff. So yeah, video is actually ended now. If there's any more of an addendum to this, then I'm sorry, just fucking mute me.